Hi, well, Tricia, welcome back. I'm on for a chat today because I want to talk to you about some federal funding and some state funding that will pay for you or your team to obtain a nationally recognised qualification. If you want to know more about that, then have a look at my earlier videos. I've been talking about how you might know if you're eligible, some basic tick the boxes that we know will work, how much money is out there, and now I want to have a talk to you about how do you find out if you're eligible. How do you know for sure? So the first thing I want to encourage you to do is speak to us. Ring Churchill Education. Now, we've made it our business to be really knowledgeable about what funding exists for what qualifications, and more importantly, matching that to people's needs. So if you ring and talk to one of our skills development advisors, then you're going to find out really quickly what sort of qualifications are going to suit you in your workplace with your team, and are going to let you continue on that path to your professional development that you want to pursue. So whether or not it's a diploma of business, or whether or not it's particular units and the actual learning that will go into that qualification, we're going to be able to help you match that up to what you really need. I'm going to let you know pretty fast whether that qualification receives funding and where the funding comes from and what it usually amounts to. So that's the first thing. Talk to us about the levels of qualification, the qualification packages, what's out there that can really work for you and your workplace. Now, then we have a really simple preliminary eligibility assessment form. Now, if you're like me, you hate forms. Well, we've made it as simple as we can. One page. It's going to just put down on paper some information that the Australian apprenticeships who will actually process your application need to know. Now, it's going to ask your full name, date of birth, so where you work, what your position is, so whether or not you're part-time, full-time, casual. It will look at, have you completed a degree before, or what study have you actually completed, what have you actually got a qualification in up till now, and when did that happen? Those are the sorts of pieces of information that we're going to need to gather and that are in this really simple form. Now from there, we will send it on to an Australian Apprenticeship Centre representative, not just an 1300 number fax away, not just to an inquiry box, but we've really worked hard to build up great relationships with really hard-working Australian Apprenticeship Centre representatives who will then have it log in their desk, on their desk as a priority, in their inbox. And that means that you're going to get some action. You're going to know it's not going to take a long time to get that information back, because once you set it in, most people are pretty keen to know, am I going to get this money? Can I complete this qualification? Is the federal government or the state government going to chip in and let me get what I want and what I deserve in terms of acknowledgement of my skills? So send it through to us, and then we will send it on to the right people that will ensure that you get an answer. Now, the answer will ultimately come not through us, but from the Australian Apprenticeship Centre representative to you. Now, that's about confidentiality. It's your information, they're going to give you the answer. So we're going to be waiting to hear from you. Now, it's easy then. Once you've been given that information, the Australian Apprenticeship Centre will make that assessment based on what you've told them. They're going to give you an eligibility assessment, a nod or a nay. So depending on, they're going to come back and tell you, well, our system seems to indicate that you are eligible, or we can see a problem that you might have completed a qualification under some other funding and you're unfortunately ineligible. But they're going to give you the direct information, and then it becomes as simple as picking up the phone or sending us an email and letting us know, right, I'm ready to proceed. And again, we're going to step in. Now, in the way of government forms and meetings, you know how it goes at times, we're going to make sure that we liaise with the Australian Apprenticeship Centre representative for you to get that government paperwork signed up and to get that funding stream flowing your way pretty fast. So we're going to work through, we're going to be there at the sign up with you. So if there's any questions you can ask. The other reason we're going to be there is we're going to try and get you started on that training straight away. So once that paperwork's signed and you're eligible to receive funding, then we want to get started, because most people, our experience has been most people are ready to start then and there. So our skills development advisors are going to work with you in that process of determining the final qualification, looking at what units you'll study, looking at when you'll study, when you're working in your workplace at your desk, with the work that's coming across your desk, and let you meet your commitments and still get through that nationally recognised qualification. So it's a really simple matter. We will take care of liaising. We'll make sure that we know across the paperwork, and if there's any paperwork that comes in periodically, as there is, then we're the experts on it. We've made it our business to know every T to cross and every I to dot, so that it remains a really simple and straightforward process that is really your ticket to getting some federal funding, and for you to put your head down and get through this qualification, supported by our trainers, getting across that line to the point that you can put it up on that wall behind you in the frame, and you can know you've done something that you can be really proud of. So we'll make it really simple. It's just, you can get started today. Let's make it simple. You can call 1300 793 002, or you can go online to our website at churchilleducation.edu.au. The preliminary eligibility assessment form is on there ready for you to have a look at, and you can simply fax it, scan it, email it, drop it in the post, whatever works for you these days, and you can even submit it electronically so that it comes through, and then we will take care of getting some action on your behalf, and we'll make sure that we've started working out, can you get the most out of that federal funding? Is there money for you to receive? I'm tipping there probably is. So I hope that helps you in how to go about it, and we'll be back to talk about some particular qualifications. I'm going to rope in some of my trainers and some of our skills development advisors to have a chat to you about what you really want to know. What qualifications should you complete? What is going to work for you? So thanks for your time again. Bye.